Hi everyone, my name is Angela from Angela Stitches, and I'm going to add this clip at the beginning of this week's video, but it's actually the next day of this video's last update, if that makes sense. But I just wanted to add this here because I'm going to talk about a special project that I'm going to start this month, and I don't want anybody to miss it. So I made this chart, and I thought it would be something really fun to do, and I think it'll be a really effective thing to do for what I want to achieve this year, and that is feeling grateful every day and practicing gratitude every day as a habit. So this is what the chart looks like. I haven't stitched it yet, so it's just a mock-up of the design. So the idea came from the book The Magic, and I usually try to feel grateful for everything that I have and with everything that I do, but it's really easy to forget to thank and feel grateful. And I read this book a couple of times already, and I was inspired to make this chart after reading it. I had this idea for a while, but I just kept pushing it back. So this chart, it's basically the same thing as the book. She explains how to feel grateful for everything, and there's like 28 practices that you can do for 28 consecutive days. And I tried it every time I read the book, but it's really hard to keep up and do it every day. And I wanted to do it in an easier way to fit my schedule and with the things that I do already, so that I could actually finish the 28 days. And even when I did a week worth of practices, I already saw changes in my daily routine. So I really wanted to do the 28 days. And I thought I stitch every day anyways, so why don't I merge the two, the stitching and practicing gratitude. So basically in this chart I made, I'm calling it the thank you sampler. There are 28 different thank yous in this chart, and I tried to make them all in different fonts and different sizes. And I did try to make them small enough so that you can stitch one thank you a day so that it's manageable. So the way you do this, or how I'm going to do it, and if you're interested in this chart, I hope you do it the same way that I do it. And I think it's important to do this every day, but I'm going to stitch one thank you a day, and while I stitch that one thank you, I'm going to think about one thing that I'm grateful for, or one good thing that happened that day or that night or whatever. And this is also in the magic book, to think of something great that happened that day and to feel grateful. It tells you to do it before bed, but I'm just going to do it when I stitch a thank you. So I thought this was a great way to remember to do the practices, the gratitude practices every day, because I stitch every day anyways. And if I could make that into a habit, so every time I stitch, if I automatically think of something to be grateful for, that would be my goal with this project. So doing this every day is the key for me. And I don't know about you, but I personally experienced a lot of great things after feeling grateful for, I don't know, a lot of different things. So I made this chart to turn feeling grateful and feeling gratitude a habit, and I'm doing it with my stitching, and I really like the idea. So I'm putting the video together, and I forgot to talk about the colors, and I want to give you a little bit more information about this chart. So I included 4 different color options. So it comes with 2 different charts. So the first one is just a one symbol chart, so that you can just pick your own colors and stitch however you want. But if you want some ideas, I made another chart with 4 options with 5 colors each. So you can stitch from one of these as well. And I think I might do something like this one. I really like this color palette. So I might do this one, but with coloring cotton flosses. I think this would be a really good project to use any sort of variegated specialty flosses. So I'm going to do that. And this, I think I already showed it, but it's just a little thing that I wrote about my inspiration and how to stitch and practice gratitude while stitching. So if you do this every day for 28 days, this will be a finished project, and I wrote that also in here somewhere too. But I practice gratitude to achieve my goals, and it worked really well for me, and the things that I want happened really fast. And if you do this with me, please tag me. This is my Instagram handle so that I can see your projects. And I'll include your projects in my video with your permission, of course. So yeah, these are the colors. The printing quality isn't great, but it's included in the chart. So yeah, and I want to add another thing. If you want something happen, if you have a goal or something, write your goal on your chart So when you work on it, you're going to read it every day and stitch a thank you, and then while stitching the thank you, you're going to think of something grateful, and I think that's going to be really powerful. And to turn something into a habit, you need to do it for every day for 28 days. I can't remember how many days exactly, but for a certain amount of days. I think it said it somewhere in the book, so it must be 28 days. But yeah, that's why I'm emphasizing the everyday part. So this is available as a PDF chart on my Etsy shop. I'll have the link to this chart in the description box below if you want to check it out and follow along and stitch with me. I think this is going to be a fun project to do, so I'm going to start mine on the 24th, so that the last day would be on my dad's birthday. And if I can, I'm going to post my progress every day on my Instagram, and sometimes I'll share what I'm grateful for that day so that you can follow along. It would be great if you stitch with me and do the same, but if you just want to follow my progress, you can see it there. And I'm going to do mine on a 32 count fabric, so that's going to be about 18 inches wide and 7 inches tall. I think this might be the biggest design that I've ever made, and I'm really happy with it, so I hope you like it too. So I haven't decided which fabric yet, but I know I want to use my coloring cottons, so I'm going to stitch 2/2 on a 32 count. So yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you like the chart. It was actually really hard to come up with 28 different fonts with a size limit. It was really easy at first. The first 10 was okay, but then after that it took longer to design a thank you. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. So yeah, I hope you like it too, and hopefully stitch along with me. I think it's going to be a fun project, and the more you feel genuinely grateful and feel positive every day, I believe more good things will come your way. So yeah, I'm going to start mine on the 24th. So if you want to stitch along with me, that is this coming Monday. So thank you so much for sitting through that and enjoy the video. Hi everyone, my name is Angela from Angela Stitches, and welcome to another stitching vlog. So I made some really good progress on my mermaid. This is Lilith of Labrador, and I spent most of my stitching time yesterday on this and finished all of the stitches on this area. And I really like the colors. I think it looks really good on this fabric, which is Haunted by Picture This Plus. So I'm going to move over and start working this way and finish by sections. I think that way it's less confusing when I stitch. I think I missed a lot of stitches on Baker's Wife because I kept moving around so much, so I forget to mark my working copy and think I finished something that I didn't. So yeah, I might have to move my fabric, but this is going super well. And then I also finished 2 motifs on my Rose Quaker. So I think last time I had a little bit started on this one, I think. So I finished this one and then started this one right away. And I guess I messed up the placing somewhere along this line because I was missing, or I was a row short down here. So it was just an easy fix, but I just added an extra line of stitches so that it lines up. So I only have one more motif left to do, and it looks like this. So I'm going to start that tonight, and if I could finish it, that would be great. And then I'm going to start doing the alphabets again. So yeah, and I also started a new doily, and I started this one on the cover, and this is what I have so far. And I really like this popcorns, it's called. I think it's super fun. So I'm still in the center area. I think I just finished round 9, and there's like 40 rounds or something, so I'm very much in the beginning still, but I'm just having a lot of fun with this. So tonight I think I'm going to stitch Rose Quaker and try to get this done by this weekend. So I thought I would show you what I do when I make a mistake. So here I added an extra chain, I guess. So all of this has to go. So I'm going to take everything out up until this chain, and I'll show you how I unstitch 1/1 stitching. So I already started a little bit, but I used my scissors at first. And I don't know what brand this is, but this is the smallest pair of scissors that I have. And I got this from a Color and Cotton Halloween mystery box in 2017. And this works really well because it's really small. So I'm just placing the blade underneath the stitching and just cutting them every 3 or 4 stitches. And I try to be really careful because this is 1/1 stitching, but since I'm only stitching half stitches with 2 strands, I just need to cut once. So I do this every 3 to 4 stitches because once I cut it, it frays and it's hard to see the stitches right next to them. So I just keep a little bit of distance between the stitches that I cut. And then I take my needle and I just carefully wiggle out the ones that are cut. And since it's 1/1 stitching, the other ones that weren't cut also comes out easily as well. And if I can't see well, I just cut off the longer pieces. I also work the back because sometimes the stitches get under the threads of the fabric when you see it from the front, and I don't want to disturb the fabric too much, so I work from this side to see it better. And then when I'm done, I use a piece of tape to pick up the pieces, and I make sure to leave a longer piece or a tail so that I could stitch over it so that the other stitches doesn't unravel. So I hope that was kind of interesting or useful if you ever have to unstitch a project, or if you have a better way of doing it, please let me know. Hi everyone, so last night I made a mistake on this frame that I was working on, so I had to redo a small section, and then I actually finished the frame because I wanted to make sure that it connected to the other side, and it looks pretty good to me. I'm just glad that I noticed my mistake before I got too far with it. So I'm going to start the flower inside of it tonight and then finish the rest. I feel like this could be a real quick finish for me, but I don't know why this is taking so long. And I didn't work on this yet, and I think I'll get back to this after I get this done. So I won't be showing you my mermaid anymore until I finish Rose Quaker. So I'm just going to focus on this project this week. So it's been about 2 days since I last spoke to you about this project, but I finished the rose just this morning and it took me a few days, but I finally got it done. But I couldn't really focus on this because if you saw my clips, I got a sewing machine. So it's actually my birthday this week, or this coming week, and my dad decided to buy me a sewing machine for my birthday this year. So I was super grateful. He just took me out yesterday to the store. He even researched it himself, and we went and brought home a brand new sewing machine. So I'm trying to learn it. So the day we got the sewing machine, I made this. I was actually going to turn this into a regular flat ornament, but I just wanted to try making a cushion. So I made this, and I'm still learning, so it's not perfect, but I'm happy with it. And then I also tried making a small pouch. I thought it would be an easy project to do as a beginner, so I made this one, my first one. So it's a little wonky, and then I made another one, and I think this turned out better than my first one. So yeah, I'm going to try doing more sewing projects. So if you have any tips or YouTube channels that I should check out, please let me know. And I just want to quickly show you my progress on my doily. So I think I just finished round 23 and about to start round 24. And because this is on the cover and because it's so big, I thought this was going to be super difficult, but it's actually really easy. So I'm doing really well with it and happy with how this is turning out. So yeah, I have a lot of things going on all of a sudden. I didn't even get to work on my diamond painting at all, but I'm just doing a lot of crafts. I'm going to finish this into a hanging ornament, I think, so I left this open so that I could add a hanger. I should have done it before I got to this stage, but yeah, I just learned how to use the sewing machine, but I want to work on my English paper piecing when I get more comfortable with it, so that's another thing that I want to do. But I guess that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll talk about them in my next video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon in another video.